Welcome to another Telltale Books video. I'm Greg, and this is going to be the fourth in my Hannes Bach series. He did 4 short stories for Futura, Fantasia by Ray Bradbury. And this one is the fourth one, The Voice of Scariliop. We are Telltale Books, bringing you the best in literature, literary topics, and graphic design and bookmaking.
If you want to support us, you can find us on Etsy and Pango, where you can find gently used, rare, and even top quality used books.
And if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and maybe even that bell to be notified when new videos go live.
Thanks for joining us.
As I said, The Voice of Scariliop is the 4th story that Bach wrote, and the 4th to appear in Ray Bradbury's Futura Fantasia fanzine. So this is an amateur work. It's appeared in the winter 1940 issue, and it was only published as by HVB. So you had to know those initials to know that this was Hannes Bach. But it was Hannes Bach. In this story, a man is exiled to a desert land where he meets the queen of Scariliop. The queen turns out to be kind of a weird monster. But then the queen gets vanquished. And the man realizes that he was actually the bait to draw the queen out for someone else to destroy the queen. Very imaginative fantasy story. Very short though, so we don't get in depth with too much world building, but this was like, I think 2, maybe 3 pages. Bach did a very good job at building, at describing the queen and coming up with this world and having this whole fantasy quest thing play out. It was really good. It's an amateur piece, but a very good amateur exercise for somebody wanting to become a writer, to do something like this that seems like part of a bigger thing. And the queen itself, the description of the queen itself, this is 1940, remember. It reminds me so much of Ray Harryhausen's Snake Woman from the 7th Voyage of Sinbad, which was produced in the late 1950s. And of course, Harryhausen was a friend of Bradbury and Forrest Ackerman, and so he was probably friends with Hannes Bach. He probably did read this story. So very possibly Hannes Bach inspired Harryhausen to do that sequence in the 7th Voyage of Sinbad, which is interesting. But the story, like I say, very short. It's an amateur fantasy piece, but it does show Hannes Bach to be so much more than just the illustrator that we know and love. And I really wish he would have done more professional writing. I think he could have written some great stuff. He did write some books and publish them. They were mostly finishing up and continuing from stuff written by Abraham Merritt. I think he did write one that was his own idea, but that's kind of it. And the rest of his work was his illustrations. And I wish he would have done more novels. I think he could have been a very major fantasy author through the kind of, well, as far as American fantasy goes, dry period of the 1950s and 60s. Bach could have been leading the way, I think, and continuing where Abraham Merritt left off, because Merritt made a huge impact on the genre in the 30s and 40s. So, have you read The Voice of Scariliop by Hannes Bach? If you have, leave your comments in the comment section of the video. Come on back for more. I didn't jot down what Bach's next work is, but I'm pretty sure it's one that I need to get a hold of yet, because the next work will not be in Futura Fantasia. So it may be a little while before I get back to Bach. Plus I got so much else going on that I have to get done. So it may take me a little bit of time to come back, but I will get to number 5 on Bach's list, and report on that and everything else by Buck and all the other stuff we talk about here in Telltale Books. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and look for me in the next video.